Well, it's Monday and it's the 23rd of June, and I haven't done anything really towards a vlog for the last 2 weeks, and thought that I would try to get something done today. There's been a couple of reasons for it really. The first was that a little while back I had a shingles vaccination and it knocked me for 6, and I knew that I had a booster coming up, and I couldn't quite make up my mind whether to have the booster or not, but somebody that I know had just had their booster and they were okay after it, so I took the booster last week and it almost knocked me for 6 practically straight away within just a couple of hours. And so I was unwell for a few days, and then as alongside that as well, my daughter, who lives just down the road here, she went into hospital last week for a cesarean to have their 3rd child, which meant that I had their 2 other children to look after as well. Thankfully I've got another daughter that lives in the area, because she knew that I wasn't well, and so she came and she helped as well. But there has been a few jobs that I have done in that fortnight, in case of having to get on with it, because I'm working as well, so I was busy with work as well at the same time. The first is, and I'll try to move the camera a little bit to show this, that I did come into the greenhouse because the tomato plants and the cucumber there in the corner were getting a little bit wild in the greenhouse. So I did come, and it doesn't show quite so much now because it did this about a week or so ago. It's already starting to get overgrown again. I cut a lot of the branches off to try to stop them from having to take so much fluid, feeding branches that weren't necessary and leaves that weren't necessary. As you can see, I've got tomatoes forming well on these plants, and it looks like I might have to cut a few more of the leaves off again. This one here that my friend gave me, I've forgotten what it was called. I have got it written on a label somewhere. I'll see if I can find the label. There it is. Sun Gold. And it really is just taking off everywhere. But I'm reluctant to cut any of this back because it's got lots of flowers just about everywhere on it. These others have all got flowers, as well as the tomatoes that are forming, and the cucumber has just really taken off over the last few days, and I think maybe I'll either snip it to stop it growing or thread it to go across the shelf there. So they're doing good, taking a lot of water. What else have I done? Well, I've been weeding the garden. If I see a few weeds coming through as I've been just walking through it, I've been weeding wherever I've seen that there's weeding that needs to be done. And I noticed last week on these cherry trees that here behind me is one, and one at the other end of the garden, I noticed last week that the blackbirds first of all were coming onto it, and they were taking off the fruit, and then the starlings started to do the same as well. So I came out sometime last week and I got all the cherries that I could off both of the trees, and it meant that a lot of them were not ready yet. So what I decided to do was to stew them and then take all the stones out, and then I made, for the first time, I've never done it before, a cherry crumble. And I had some yesterday with custard, and it really was delicious, so I got some more of that to enjoy. But it saved wasting the cherries and allowing the birds to eat them all. Talking about the birds, the garden has been very busy, and I don't know whether you can see with the branches at the moment, so I'm using a microphone with a wind muff on it. It's very, very windy today after what have been a few days of very hot weather. But talking of the birds, they've been very busy visiting the garden again, and we've had a lot of blue tit chicks and great tit chicks. One day last week I was looking from my office window and I just suddenly saw that the great tit chicks and the blue tit chicks were just about everywhere. I couldn't even count them. So there must have been a couple of broods from each of them just flying around the garden, just all over the place. I've written a list here actually because this month so far I've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different species of bird visiting the garden. The starling, which are a nuisance, the jackdaw, which are also a nuisance, the pigeons and doves, which are also a nuisance. The magpie has been coming as well, again a nuisance, but then on top of that, the house sparrow, pied wagtail, dunnock, bullfinch, chaffinch, goldfinch, great tit, blue tit, greenfinch, and the robin has returned again looking for some food. And so again, I'm limiting what I'm putting out, especially with the normal bird seed and the suet and that, because the starlings and jackdaws are busy trying to take it all. But I'm putting lots of peanuts out because the great tits and the blue tits are enjoying them in particular. I also last week picked my first lot of broad beans. They're doing really well. I'll take the camera down there in a moment to show what they are like. And then earlier this morning, first thing, I've moved all my dahlias into one spot so that they can all get a little bit of sun. Because of them, we're sheltered from the sun and they're doing well. So we'll look at those with the camera as well. And then the other thing I was going to point out, and we'll do this out in the garden, is that the difference in the cosmos between those which I pinched, they don't seem to have grown quite as well as the ones that I did pinch. The pieces I pinched out and put into pots and rooted, they have grown really well. I also do have just outside the door here, and I'll just get it. This is a cosmos which I actually snapped when I was planting out in the garden. So I just put it in a pot, hope for the best, and it really has taken off really well. And you can see the roots coming out of the bottom of the pot. So the cosmos have been successful. They're not flowering yet. I'm watching other people's vlogs from down the south of England, London area, and around that part of the world, and finding that theirs are in flower already, but mine are not showing any signs of coming to flower yet. So I'll take the camera outside. It's going to be a little bit difficult perhaps with the wind and noise, but we'll just see how we get on with going down there. As you can see here, I've got some sweet peas that are coming through well. Some more to the left over here. The last few peas that I planted, I just put into pots and they're just suddenly taking off. I need to come and to string them up a little bit. And I've got just a few odd carrots still left there. I just won't be doing anything with them now. But here, as an example, are the cosmos which I pricked out from down by there. They are branching out, but they're not growing very tall. And so there's another one there, another one there that's not doing anything, and another one there which is quite tall, pricked out from down there, branching out. Oh, I've just seen that there is just a sign of a flower head coming on that one there. We'll come across to look at some of the others. They're all the same, they're just branching out, but nothing forming on them yet. But I'll go over here, and here for example is one of the cosmos that I took as a prick out of the top of a previous one, and you can see how big that one is growing. It's at least, I would say, 14-15 inches tall. And then here in the garden are the other ones that I pricked out, and they're doing okay. I've got a few more sweet peas by here. I failed because I was unwell last week. I failed to come out and to cut the dead ones off, which might have just hindered their growth a little bit. So I'm still talking, hoping that despite the breeze that the microphone will pick me up. So here are where I've put all of the dahlias. As you can see, they were all planted at the same time, but there's a variation in the size of them, how well they have grown, but the flower heads are forming on them already, so that's good. Be lovely to see all of these coming out. This one is just loaded with them, flower heads everywhere. And then these are the other planters. This one here, I threw a few sweet pea seeds in and they've come through, and some little Dutch iris, and they've started to come through as well. So there's a lot of colour here at the moment, which I enjoy looking out through the kitchen window and seeing. So we'll just go down to the vegetable patch. A few sunflowers I planted here. The sprouts are coming through. I've had a few raspberries off here already. I can see there's one there. In fact, I haven't had them. My grandson has had them. He saw them and wanted them. I actually gave him one to take into his sister, and he just went in and told her I've had some raspberries, and he ate them himself. The carrots are hidden down here. It's just overgrown so much over the last week with all of the rain that we've had over the weekend as well. Peas are forming on the peas here. Nowhere near as good as they've been in previous years, but at least there's some forming. The runner beans are now coming up the sticks, and some of them have got flowers on them. Here, got a few potatoes that are stray potatoes and the runner beans. Down here are the strawberries. We've had quite a few strawberries, which have been quite nice. We've also had some rhubarb, and I made a crumble last week at the beginning of the week. But you can see that the broad beans are just loaded with beans. Just happens to be that the one vegetable that we don't really eat ourselves is doing really well, so I have plenty of these to give away to the folk that attend our church. Loads of them. I might actually try to eat a few myself, mix them with some peas or something. And then down the bottom here, the roses are looking really good, although again I failed to deadhead them. I need to get some of that done this week to help spur them to bring on some fresh. This is one of my favourites here, but it's not doing as well as I would like it to. Oh, look at this one here. This is one of the last cosmos I've planted, and it's got a flower on the top. I hadn't noticed that. That's good. A yellowy white foxglove. So that's the state of my garden at the moment. On Father's Day, my daughter gave me a little sign. I'll take the camera out to show that in a moment. To put in the garden, and she also gave me this to hang up in the garden, and it says, yes, I really do need all these plants. And so that's hanging up here in the greenhouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some photographs that I've taken of some of the garden over the last 2 or 3 weeks. Last week was also the 19th, where I usually put up my 360-degree video, which I will do on this video as well. And then I'll just add in some of the pictures of the birds as they've been coming into the garden. So thank you for watching this vlog. It's not been one where I've been doing anything in the garden, but just to give you an update. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and then hopefully within the next week or two I'll be able to get something else put up on YouTube.